s'en dire à tout.
Enough. Let's get into some more happier things. And I mean, we're doing 2 reviews essentially. I think we're gonna keep this up. We're gonna review the entire series.
Oh,
Um,
dude, I'm so happy.
yeah. So I mean, we have to because it just bears fleshing out. But yeah, we're gonna take it by episode increments just to stretch it out a bit. But we're going to review Tiger King. And I think other than Corona, this is this is the most viral thing that's been going on.
Oh man, Tiger King. It was because I kept hearing about it like for like about a week or so, and I was like, all
Yeah,
right, fine, fine. I'm gonna watch it. And oh, I was not disappointed whatsoever. It's just I don't even know like how to even start describing this shit.
I mean neither do I, because like the first episode of the docu series just kind of drops you into there's no real lead in to the series. It's just
Right.
you just immediately dropped in the middle of everything. It's like what the heck. Um, but yeah, I mean, for those of you not aware, Tiger King is about uh, these assorted figures within the exotic animal trade, or exotic animal
Yeah, the
exotic
exotic animal
animal
trade. I think that's a fair way to assess it.
okay, or exotic animal entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Um, I think the first episode highlights 3 prominent characters: Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin, and
Doc Antle.
Doc Antle. That's right. Um,
Joe Exotic. That
but
guy
Joe
is
Exotic he's
woo.
wow. I mean, he is a character. Um, and it's so odd too because he's this gay man in Oklahoma, um, who you know who kind of uh, through like kind of this dumb luck, happened to get involved with big cats, and then opened his own sanctuary zoo type facility, and then he just kind of grew from there, and he did shows and exhibitions, and he even like started doing magic with the animal, incorporating magic into his shows.
Does music videos.
He did, he does music video. I think I did see a snippet of it in the first
Yeah,
episode.
they highlighted some of his in the first episode.
Right, but it was crazy because it didn't even sound like it could be him though.
I don't think it's his voice. I think it's somebody else that he had like
No,
do
exactly,
voice.
because it's like because he has like a kind of a squeaky, effeminate gay man voice.
Yeah.
And I'm not
And
saying that
also,
as I'm not saying that as a I'm not necessarily saying that as a diss. I'm just being descriptive. That's what it sounds like. It's a squeaky gay man voice. Even though even though he looks like a wife beater wearing Bud Light drinking redneck. Like if you like, I
yeah,
remember I saw his mugshot, and it's like you wouldn't think that he was gay, but then you hear him talk, it's like
yeah. It's like I'm Joe Exotic, and this is my Tiger Zoo. Hey, come on down, pet some tigers.
like, I'm Joe Exotic. But
Oh, and
but I mean but even he's not the most interesting character out of the 3. There's also Carol Baskin, who runs a big cat sanctuary in Florida, but she's like legitimate crazy person.
she's like the a crazy cat lady times like 1,000.
No,
She
agreed.
she she is the queen of crazy cat ladies.
Right, yeah, yeah. In like her initial interview, she was talking about how like she was a she was a lonely kid and she didn't really have any friends, and she imagined two like big cats as her friends, as opposed to just like imaginary friends, who are who could be humanoid. She imagined two imaginary cat friends.
Yeah, and it's funny because they all, and then you had like Doc Antle, who is this yogi, or was it very Eastern philosophical type guy who just, I don't even know how to describe him either. He's fucking lunatic. He's a lunatic too.
Yeah, he's a bit of a yo-yo.
But I will say this: out of the three, he seems to be the most reasonable. Like about actually like talking about, just based off of episode 1
Mhm,
of that's actually cares about these animals. Like he seems like he's about like talking about real conservation,
mhm,
educating people on like wildlife like this, and
mhm,
so that people know about it and like know how they can do their part to help out um, animals like that in the wild.
mhm. Right. Yeah. I mean, out of those three, yeah, he's the most stable or balanced. And
Yeah,
that's not really saying much. But but compared to Joe Exotic or Carol Baskin, yeah, he's like straight laced, milk toast kind of a command compared to those
well,
two.
as we get further, we're gonna hear some more stuff about Doc Handle where it's like, oh my god.
Right, so I'll be, I'm looking forward to talking about that. But just right now, from the first episode, yeah, he just seems the most balanced. But him like with his background and Eastern like philosophy and things like that, just like he's bit of a he's a bit of a hippy dippy.
Yeah. So one thing that is it comes out in the first episode, yeah, obviously it does focus mainly on kind of like the backstory, kind of the backstories of these three guys or three people, and it also highlights the hatred that starts because of between Joe and Carol, and a lot of it has to do with well, because Carol Baskin, who, to be honest, is doing the same fucking thing that Joe and Doc Antle are doing. Um, but because she's doing it in the name of PETA, she's the hero, and that these other people need to be stopped because they're doing harm to these big cats. And uh, it kind of goes back to like our last story. It's like, oh, don't look at the what I'm doing. Like it's them that are bad. I can do it because I'm good.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Uh, there's this attitude of virtuousness that comes off of Carol Baskin because she has like the support of PETA, this big recognized group that's against animal cruelty or whatever. But anyone who really knows PETA knows that that's a bunch of bullshit because PETA euthanizes more animals than than municipal shelters in the entire country. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making that up, but they fucking kill a lot of animals.
Yeah.
Even though that they're supposed to be for the ethical treatment of animals, but they kill a lot of animals. And I've actually I've seen some exposés and like there's this one guy who sued PETA because PETA, like a PETA worker, literally came onto his property, came onto his porch, where his dog was just chilling. It wasn't running around. It wasn't causing a nuisance. It wasn't biting anybody. It was just chilling. And there was porch camera footage of this PETA worker just coming up, scoping up the dog and taking it away to go get it euthanized.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys kind of like are not in the same guys as like Antifa and like some of these, but they're just as crazy, and they do some really
They're
fucked up shit
fanatical.
too.
That's what it is. They only they're
Well,
like similar in that PETA people are usually fanatics.
and based off of the first episode, just from their own words, is that you had Carol's group with PETA that were kind of stalking and targeting Joe and his zoo from like some of the places that they would travel to, and uh, it got to the point where they're even like he had to start carrying a gun on him because these people like were kept like trying to harm
Right,
him and all this.
they were basically cancel culturing him before cancel culture was a thing because he did shows at malls or festivals and things like that, and they would like Carol Baskin and like the PETA people would call to those malls or those venues and be like, it's like, do not let this man perform at your place. He harms the animals and he's a bad person, yada yada yada. And you kind of and then you kind of understand why Joe has this animosity towards Carol. Um,
Well, and a lot of that, just based off of what they're saying, is like that was costing them upwards of $50,000 a show, which a lot of that money is going towards food for these animals
mhm.
and food care for these animals. But then you also have these guys that are showing up on his property and trying to like fuck with the cats or or whatever. And it's like, and the people are asking us like I think the director of this docuseries like why do you carry a gun? And it's like, oh, for protection. And it's like, what, for like the tigers or for people? People, I'll shoot you before I shoot my tigers.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So there is some. I think there is some justification for Joe Exotic's paranoia, but then also I think is it is Joe Exotic. It's a cult of personality. That's what I've
Oh,
noticed.
dude.
That's what I like. Well, there was like that interview with one of his workers, and he was talking about how he carries a gun with 2 rounds in it, and it's like, oh yeah, me and Joe, we made a pact. Like if it ever came down to it, like I shoot him, he shoots me. I even put our names on the bullets. Like holy fucking shit.
Well, he said, like, he even said, it's like, if anyone is gonna take away my rights, they're gonna come onto my property, take my tigers away from me. It's gonna be a small Waco. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I mean Waco is
But
awful.
you even had Doc Antle who was saying, it's like, yeah, I have a fully loaded AK-47 that is underneath my pillow when I sleep at night because of these fucking PETA people.
Hmm. Right, but
And it's like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, and so yeah, so Joe Exotic, it's a cult. He's the cult leader. It's a cult of personality. He, as much as the animals are the stars, he is the star of the show, or
Oh
the
yeah.
show, or the shows that he does. Um, and and then yeah, I get what you meant about about him like turning those straight dudes into basically sex slaves. Because like we meet his husband, and dude, I think that fool, I think no, that fool got raped. His husband got raped, and and I think Joe groomed him because the pictures that he showed, he was like a young dude
Yeah.
when they first met, and so I'm pretty sure that Joe Exotic groomed him, and he had meth mouth, his teeth were all jacked up, so he got him hooked. Um,
Oh, wait until we get further into this series.
uh
You're you're flying right above the target, baby.
huh. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like when you have employees who are like saying, "Yeah, no, me and Joe, we're gonna go to the end." I got a bullet with his name on it. He's got a bullet with my name on it. We're gonna, we're gonna do each other before that happens. Like, dude, that's a fucking cult leader. That's freaking Heaven's Gate. That's freaking Jim Jones.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And, I mean, well, you look at like the people like that shows do. I mean, they are a cast of characters in themselves. You have the chick that has like no arm. You have the guy that has no legs.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
hilarious. Yeah, it's like it's like you see these people and you kind of want they work at these zoos or animal rescue places, and it's like they work with these big giant animals. It's like you kind of assume, but you also want confirmation. Like you kind of want to ask the question: Did you lose your hand to a tiger? Did you lose your legs to a tiger?
yeah,
Even though you kind of know the answer, it's like you just want confirmation.
yeah. Uh, yeah, you're gonna find that out.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, no,
Um,
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, if the first episode is any sort of promise,
oh, dude, like it just gets better and better and better.
all right then. Well, I'm gonna hold you to that.
But yeah, no, it just every time you think it can't get no, it can't get crazier than this. Oh boy, it does. But
Okay.
man, these people are I don't know about like the other Carol and Doc Antle, but Jozu is definitely run off of like meth or something because they are getting shit done and like oh yeah man we got energy. It's like dude they are on they are on like some like, tweaker speed or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to finding out more about this. I think we're not gonna score these individually. I rather
No,
wait. Yeah, I rather wait till the end. I rather wait till we watch everything and then we could give it a rating.
oh
Because I
yeah,
think because this is one of those things where you could rate it individually based on
no,
each
you had to have the
installment.
whole
Yeah, you have to have the
whole
whole
entire
context. Yeah, you have to have the whole context. So we will be rating this series, but only at the end.
all right. Well,
All right. So with all that
we'll
being
check you
said,
on
let's
episode 2 next week.
yeah. So tune in next week for the review of episode 2 of Tiger King, and yeah, if you want, yeah, leaving your comment. What your thoughts on Tiger King was. The first
Yep.
episode, at least. The first episode.